Hello, you guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna share myself out here. Okay. Um, Okie doke. I think I'm good. Hi, Linda. Hello. All right, I just shared, so I'm good. Hi, Jennifer. I'm gonna be tilting you guys down, so I needed another device so I could see comments. Hopefully this doesn't act up on me like it did a couple weeks ago. And I just put more glue in my bottle, so gotta make sure that works. How are you guys? It's been a couple of weeks, so I am here with you guys for today. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I probably put that away too soon. I just want to test and make sure it comes out. Thank you, Linda. I like it too, although it's not stretchy. I like to be able to move in my shirts, and sometimes this one does not allow that. Come on. I just put all that glue in here and it's not going to work. Are you serious? Okay. Only on Alive. Let's see. Did I take too long and it dried up already? I know I should have done this before I went live, but I thought I was good. I at least put glue in it, so I've got some. There we go. Okay, I'm already hot. This shirt's very hot. Hi, Carol. Hi. I think I said hi to Jennifer. Yep, I did. All right, let's get going because this kit is another scoop kit like I've been doing on my Tuesday lives. I have 2 more after this. I should be on the second to last one, but I did have to miss last Tuesday. I was out of town spending much needed time with my family. So I'm sure you guys can understand. I am going to turn you down. Well, I'm going to first show you what's in the kit and then we'll get going. This kit is already available in my Etsy shop, which I can link for you guys in the comments. So let me see if I can go do that real quick. I didn't even pull it up on my iPad, so I got to find it. How are you guys doing? If you would, please sprinkle me out. I would appreciate it. is, I think. Oh, no, that sent me right to Etsy. Okay, I put the link in there. Not sure I can pin it, but anyways, oh, maybe I can do it from here. Pin that comment. There we go. There we go. I pinned it. So now that's, it's linked right there. You guys can go and find that. I'm going to show you what comes in the kit, and then we're going to get, I'll tilt you down, and we'll get going. I have to turn my fan on. I'm already sweating. Sorry about that. Let me start over. Okay, so this is a wood scoop kit. I have several of the ones that I've been doing back here. I'll show you those later if you want to see them, but this is what comes in the kit right here. So you're going to get a cleansing square, which I'll show you how to use that here in just a second. You're going to get super glue. You're going to get a couple of sponges. We only need a couple this month or this week. And then this is an eyeliner brush, and we're going to be using that. Yes. I pulled some colors, not sure which ones I'm actually going to use, but we'll see as we go. And then you're going to get the kit. It comes with all the wood pieces, your twine to put it together, and your ribbon to make a bow, as well as all the other wood pieces, your tag, your beads, and the scoop itself. So I'm going to put these pieces back because I'm going to use what I have already sitting here on the table that I use all the time. And let's get going. We are going to be mixing some colors today to create other colors. So let's just get started. Y'all let me know. I'm going to turn the camera down. I've been trying different angles of my camera for the last 2 or 3 lives, and this one's going to be different than the other ones. Please let me know if you like the view or not. You're not going to be seeing me, you're going to be seeing the table. So let's get you situated. Yes, I decided to do the strawberries this time. Now next week we will be doing cherries with the cherry pie bead and the cherries. This one actually comes with a little extra cabochon. I put double-sided tape in here to make sure the ribbon would stay in place instead of open up on me like it wanted to do. Oh, I just stuck my hand on the glue. I've got my glue gun on, so that's ready. That'll be ready to go when we need it. Okay, there's my twine and my ribbon. I don't need that yet, so I'm going to put that aside. And then here are my wood pieces. The little strawberry cabochon is going to come with it. This I think I'm going to put in the center of the bow, but we'll see when I get there. I pulled it just because I wanted to have something a little different in this box that I haven't had in the other ones. And then you're going to get 2 regular size beads and then 2 smaller beads. I know I'm going to use the 2 larger ones. The 2 smaller ones I am not going to use, but I'm going to show you options of how to use those if you want to. So I'm going to have those. I'm going to put the 2 smaller ones away. I know I'm not going to use those. And then your regular strawberry bead. is going to come with the strawberry on both sides and then your centerpiece right there. So we don't need to paint the center pieces, so I'm going to set those aside and just go with these. On these pieces, I do not, let me think here. I need to clean these pieces here. So I like to use a rubber finger protector so that I can not get all of the overburn on my piece. And I always have a paper towel handy. When you wet your wood pieces, you do need to wipe them off as quickly as possible or the wood will expand. Hi, Christy. So I'm gonna take a water bottle, and all this is, you guys, is a little chunk of a magic eraser. This does not work on all wood. It will work on my wood pieces, so that's what I use. So I've activated that magic eraser with a little bit of water. You want it damp, not soaking wet. So what I mean by overburn is you can see all of the dark char from where the laser engraved in the wood or scored the wood. We're gonna clean that up and make it like that's not even there. So I just take my damp magic eraser square, and I'm only going to do half of this and show you what it looks like. So you can see the straw is still charred, but the berries is good. So I'm going to do that on the other side. Make sure it's all good and cleaned up. And there we go. It's all cleaned up. And that's why the magic eraser looks the way it does, is that char comes off on the magic eraser and also on your napkin, paper towel. So I'm gonna do that to the other pieces and just kind of clean them up before we get going. I forgot to grab my board, but they're right here on the floor behind me. I'm not, now the wood pieces that were inside the scoop, they come apart. So you've got your strawberry piece that's all one color, and then your leaves that are on top are another color. So they come apart, making it super easy for you to paint, right like that. And then you just glue them together on your scoop. So let's get that going. What I want to do is stain my scoop. And how I do that is I take a baby wipe. You can use another chunk of your sponge if you want. Excuse me. You can use a chunk of your sponge for this part. You don't have to have a baby wipe. I've been doing this for years, and so this is what I like to use for applying the stain. Oh my gosh, I can't clear my throat. I like to use the gel stains, and you can get these at Hobby Lobby. This one is oak, and then they have maple and walnut. You can also use just regular watered down burnt umber for the same type of deal. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. Now see, that comment still does not show up on my other phone over here. It is showing up on the live, so I would not have seen that. So I'm going to put a little bit on my baby wipe. And on this scoop part, I just need the centerpiece. Done. I do want it, do I want it darker? I think I want to leave it about like that. Because we're going to have some darker colors like red and green on here. If I was doing like the peach or the lemon, I would want my scoop to be darker so that those light pieces will pop. These are darker, so I want this to be lighter. Hope that makes sense. And I always have like a piece of packing paper down to save from having to clean my table all the time. I paint on cardboard or packing paper. Those are my favorite things to use. That was a little dark, so I'm just wiping some of it off with the opposite side of my baby wipe there. I'm going to turn this over and stain the back side. If you purchase a kit, this live will be uploaded to YouTube, and a link will be shared in the description of the listing. But if you guys purchase, and I mean, you know how to get a hold of me, I can always send you the link, or just go look for it on YouTube, because that's where its home will be. I just got, so the one I did 2 weeks ago was the lemon scoop kit, and I just got it uploaded to YouTube today, although I didn't edit out like the first 10 minutes. So you might want to skip through that part. I wasn't able to do that. Hi, Michelle. So Jennifer, you purchased, and in my past lives when I've been making these, I have been offering extra little goodies to be put in your box. So what would you like in your box? I know I've sent Fall and Halloween. Do you want those, or would you like something different? You tell me what you would like, and I will make it work. I also want to take the tag and stain the back of that. So I'm just going to use the leftover paint that's on the back of my baby wipe, but that's not enough. It's already watered down too much. So let me just get a tiny bit. Maybe. Here we go. Tap some of that off. I don't need all of it. And do that right there. Thank you, Michelle. You want Halloween? Anything specific? Because I think I've sent you pumpkins, bats. I can't remember what else. There might have been a spider in there. Let me know what you would like, because I appreciate you guys for ordering. If you guys order, like Jennifer just did, I will send extra goodies in your box. I just need to know what season or holiday you would like your little items to be. It's not going to be something huge, but something you can use as an embellishment on another project. Just let me know what you'd like. All right, I'm going to get this glued on so that it can be dry when we're ready to put it all together. All right, I thought I just... You guys saw me do it. This is crazy. Okay, maybe it just wasn't. I usually leave my bottle sitting sideways, and it was standing up, so I need to get the glue back down to the tip. And this is really thick glue, and it works fast. Here we go, it's starting to come. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I got a clog in it somewhere. Let's try it again. There we go. Oh, a big old glob of it. I can't talk. You guys tell me, what have you been up to for a couple of weeks since I've been gone? I don't need this. I get so used to wearing it that I forget to take it off. So I'm just lining up the wood pieces, and you can see the glue squished out. That's where I had that big old glob of it. So I'm just gonna take my baby wipe. I usually just use my finger, but that's quite a bit. I'm just gonna clean this up in here. It will dry clear, so even if you have any on there, don't worry about it. It'll be all right. You can always take a scrape it off. All right, put this back on, set it aside. Till we need it at the very end to put it all together. So I'm gonna grab a board. Haven't painted in 2 weeks, you guys. This is awesome. You want ghosts? Okay. Oh, I got some cute ghosts. I do. Hi, Raymond. You went to Virginia to see, oh, I saw that. I saw that. And your oldest granddaughter. Oh, how's that new baby? And congratulations to your granddaughter for graduating. And I'm gonna stick these pieces on, and I try to stick like all the same color items together. So I've got green, green. I know there's red there, but green and green. And then I gotta think, what color am I gonna do the tag? After this dries, I always go in with a little chippy brush to get any bits and pieces out of that engraved area. But you always want to make sure it's dry before you do that. So I think I'm going to do that green. And I just dropped it on the floor. Where did it go? Hold, please. Okay. I have carpet on my floor and I hate it. Not fit for a craft room. All right, there we go. I still see bits. That might be floor dirt. She's beautiful, so tiny. Yes. Hi, Julie. Goodness, I'm seeing people I haven't seen in forever. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let's let's start with white because I'm going to do everything with a coat of white first. So I need sponges. I don't know how many I will need. We'll just do that. If I don't use them, that's fine. Okay. Now the reason why I do a coat of white first is to cover up the dark brown of the wood. That way I don't need as many coats of the original color that's going to go on top of it. I can just do one or two coats and that'll be it, but it does need a layer of white first. So very lightly I dip into the paint and then I tap it off because we're essentially dry pouncing the paint on so that you don't get a lot of paint inside of those score marks. So I'm going to show you. You can see every one of the score marks where I painted white versus the one that hasn't been painted yet. So that's what you want. You want to still be able to see what you need to do with your pieces without filling it with paint. Now, if you do fill it with paint, grab something pointy, a pen, something that you can get into those grooves and dig the paint out really quickly. You want to do that before it dries or it'll be there forever. You can't get it out after it dries. Is this view good, you guys? Or did you like the last view, which was an overhead view, better? Or would you rather see straight on? I've done it 3 different ways now. I need input on, if you guys have seen all 3 ways, which one you like best. All right, got 3, all the white on those. Now what I want to do is I want to lighten the red. So the red that I have is Christmas red. It's a really bright red. And I want to do I have funny stories to tell tonight if I can? Oh, Michelle, I can't wait. You like this way and over. Okay. Keep Robin's face out of it. No, I know it. The overhead is my favorite. So I understand. Okay, got some red. I probably don't need that much, but I'm gonna take a brush. I'm gonna steal some of this white over here, and I might need more. I'm gonna pull some of this red away. I don't want pink, but I do want a little lighter of a red. So I might want a little bit more. This in overview, okay. I might do like I did last time and start out with you seeing me and then putting you in the overhead view. All right, I lightened that up to where it's more of a strawberry-ish color. It's not like bright red, but I still want to use it full strength to shade my strawberries, which is why I wanted to put a little white in it. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna need that again for the green because we're gonna do that same thing with the leaves. And I'm gonna cut this in half. because I do not need the whole thing. So your sponges, you can do the same thing. I cut these down until there's like tiny little nubs that I will use like this. Just tiny little nubs, just keep chopping it off until there's like not much left of it. All right, I'm gonna dip in, tap off. On these, when I'm doing these, I'm thinking of, I might need a brush for this. We'll see if we can get it done with a sponge. I'm being real careful and going right up to the edge with my sponge, and I can't see that close. I gotta switch glasses. So just get right up to that line, but don't go over it. And all I'm doing is picking up and putting down right up to the line. Right like that. I did that with the sponge. I'm gonna do the other one. Hi, Anise. Thank you for being on my live yesterday. Oh, by the way, you guys, she just reminded me. I did my first TikTok live yesterday, and I didn't tell any of you guys. I was so nervous. And you guys, I've done lives since 2016 on Facebook, but for some reason, TikTok was stinking intimidating. So yeah, I didn't tell nobody I was doing it. I just said, okay, let's see what this is all about. I will be live over there again on Thursday. I've already got it scheduled. Now I'm nervous again, just talking about it. Nerve-wracking, but I didn't know what I was doing, so that's what made me nervous. Now I kind of understand it a little bit, not a lot of it. Which red did you use with the white? Christmas Red by Anita's. I know, Jennifer, I didn't tell anybody. I'm like, if this doesn't work, and I've told all these people because I've never been live over there, and I thought it might have been a joke. That's what we do, support each other. I appreciate you, Anise. That was awesome. Anise was there, she saw it. I'm over there going, what does this mean, you guys? What is this? I feel like a fish out of water for sure. All right, so I'm doing a second coat, and this time I'm pouncing the whole thing, and that should be the last coat I need. This is more of like a maybe watermelon color, but because I want a shade with this, I needed to add some white. I did fine. I know, fine. Fine, I did fine. I picked something I knew I was very confident in so that I could do it with my eyes closed, so it was nothing hard that I was doing that I needed to concentrate on, and I think that helped. So, I mean, that's my advice for anybody in the group that is doing their first live is to do something you are super confident in that you could do with your eyes closed. Don't do something that you've never done before. Don't do that. Okay, that's my red. So now let's do some green and add some white, because I do want variations of color in the green. I'm doing 1 drop of green. One drop of white. Let me see what color we get with that. I might want a little bit more white. Ooh. One drop of green, 2 drops of white. That's a pretty light color. It is all over me. I got, is that glue? I mean, wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so my green, I think I'm gonna do straight from the bottle green first. Yeah. I'm gonna need a couple. And probably the leaves on these strawberries, because they don't come off like the ones in the scoop. I am going to, I'm gonna have to cut this. My mind is all over the place. I'm going to use the little eyeliner brush to fill that in. And why don't I just use the brush? This comes in your kit, so make good use of it. And I'm gonna go right into that darker green, and I'm just going to paint my leaves. Jennifer, do you make characters? I think comment stopped. Okay. And he's got me addicted to paper clay, so oh. I've seen some of those, yes, absolutely. All right, well, with your kit, I'm gonna send you, if I remember, some glasses for your characters. I don't know how many I can send, but I've got some that are pre-cut that I've been throwing into some goodie boxes with the group. And we'll do that along with your ghosts. The green that I'm using is sour apple, if anybody needs that. I will also have it posted in the description of the listing, what colors I use. And then you'll have the tutorial to fall back on. All right, I'm gonna wash this out. These wash out super quick and easy. They're just eyeliner brushes. Okay, so before that dries up, I need to get that done. So I'm gonna take my other little sponge and go into that lighter green, tap it off. And I want to do this tag in the lighter color. So you can see the lighter green and the darker green, and then the little strawberries right there. Now I'm gonna take, let me find my glasses change so I can see. Oh, that's the wrong one. I already had it sitting here, but I buried it. So I'm gonna take my beads and run it on there. I've got that color on, and I'm just going to paint my bead with my sponge. Super quick, super easy. I'm gonna flip it over, get the other side. May have to make some more green. Okay. Trying to get those covered. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Get this tag one more time, and I should be done with that lighter green. If I need to make more, I can. All right, with the same sponge, I'm gonna cut that green. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna use it because it was pretty dry. I dipped a little tiny bit into that darker green. I'm gonna go across the bottom. Right like that. Let me dry this other green. I put it on really thick so I didn't have to do a second coat. I'm going to take them off. All right, so I did full coverage light green, and then I did dark green right there on the bottom. So I think I'm gonna put white across the top. Unless it's dry. No, it's not dry. And so my tag is gonna look like that. White, light green, and then the darker green on the bottom. That is done. So with the beads, I'm gonna use my little dowel again. And I'm gonna go straight into that darker green, tap it off, and I'm just gonna touch here and there. I don't want full coverage. I want both colors of the green on there so that it looks splotchy. You guys see that? That's how I'm doing the beads. All right, for the seeds, and then we can put all this together. I've got gold, so I don't know if I'm going to use Inca gold or pure gold. I want to start with pure gold because it's kind of a little on the darker side, which I think is going to go better with this color, but let's just see. I can always cover it up if it doesn't. And again, I'm going to use my little eyelash brush. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Raven. Or is that Michelle? Crafty Ma'am is Michelle. Right? Y'all, I'm sorry. It's been 2 weeks. And wardrobe change. Hang on. I think I just put that in my hair. Did I just stick it in my hair? I think I like that. I'm just gonna stick with it. So this is pure gold metallic folk art paint. And I'm dabbing, I'm not like dragging. Oh yeah, I like that. You guys, if you want this kit, it is pinned. The link to the kit is pinned in the comments. I didn't want to put it in the description because I shared it to groups that don't allow links. So that's why I did not do that. Okay. Now for the little guys. You can always use a paint pen if you're not comfortable using the brush. I don't like paint pens. I am more comfortable with a brush. All right, one more seed and we will be done if I don't make a mistake, mess it up. I'm done. Wash it out. While it's wet, get your little plastic piece back on it to keep your bristles from spreading out, splaying out, and you'll have it for a while. I do send one of those in every kit though, so you know, you might end up with a few. Okay, now we can start putting these together. Before I do, let me dry the gold before I stick my hand in it. I love using the brush. Not a fan of paint pens either. Me either. Before we go gluing together, I forgot to shade and do a highlight on the little strawberries. So let's do that. You know, when I'm drawing, I'm going through my head, did I do all the steps? Nope, I did not. So I'm gonna take that red and I'm gonna cut that off so I have a fresh edge on my sponge. Put it in there and tap it off. I don't want a ton. All right, those are the beads, so I'm gonna do those next. Now if I sit my strawberries in there, I want it shaded on the part that's down. I want the shading to be on the bottom and the highlight to be on the top. So I'm gonna put shading on this side. I don't know if you can see it, barely right there. And shading on this side. And I'm just barely tapping the wood piece. Okay, on the opposite side, where I did the shading, I want highlight. Highlight is gonna be white. Ooh, that was too much. Y'all see that? Too much. Hurry and get it off before it dries. Get all that paint out of there. And I want something like that. So I'm gonna do that same thing on the other one. Okay, let's do these bigger strawberries. Hopefully everything is dry. I wasn't sure. Okay, I'm gonna shade one side. I'm just gonna do the same on both, so as not to try and confuse myself. Flip it over. White on the other as a highlight. So far that's what we got on the larger strawberries. Now what I want to do on the leaves is take my little eyelash brush again. See, these are the little details I do inside my private wood group, just to show some of the different things you can do with these pieces. Now I know I did straight from the bottle green on these, so I'm going to go in with white. I'm going to dip my brush into some white. I'm going to pull it out so that there's hardly any white on that brush at all. And I'm just going to, let's see. This is barely going to show up. I'm giving these leaves like white veins. Like that. That's all I'm doing with that. It's just something different, so it's not just all one color. That was too much. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with the large ones. A little bit of paint. I'm dipping into the paint and twisting and rolling at the same time, pulling it out. So there's hardly any paint on this at all. So that's how I'm doing those, the same as I did the smaller ones. I do this other one. Hi, Tisha, or Tasha. Okay, those are done. All right, I want these to sit with the shading edge down. Like that. Ooh, I like it. Okay, glue. All right, I'm going to ask you guys before we get to that part, I have several different colors of ribbon for this one for the bow. What color do you think we should use for the bow? I have a dark green, a light green, and a red, all of them gingham. Hi, Margarita. These small pieces, I tap off the excess glue so it doesn't squish over. But look how cute. And we're not even done. Hi, Tina. I'm doing good. Maybe light green or red. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the options. In the photo for the kit, it's red. But I also said that once I do the tutorial, whatever color I use is what will be in the kit. So let's just see how that goes. All right, I want to also, I prematurely put that away. I'm going to take one of my painted strawberries, and I'm going to flip it over to the back side is what I need. And this is where we're going to use the 2 pieces that we set aside. I'm going to start with 1 piece and get that on there and line it up. Once I get it lined up, I squish it together like that. And I'm going to do this bottom piece. Get this one lined up. Give that just a minute. So what you want is a piece that looks like this with a channel down the center of it, because that's where your string is going to go when we're making our own wood bead. That's what we're doing. So when you glue this piece on the last piece, you want to put the glue on these 2 pieces, not this, because you don't know where that channel is going to be. So you just want to put glue on these pieces here. And then put this piece on top. And I throw it at you. Put it back together. So now you've got your strawberry bead with the hole right there. So we've just made our own little wood bead. I'm going to squish this so it stays together. So those other 2 little beads that I'm not using, but you could use, you could paint these whatever color you wanted, and use that in a different way than what I'm going to use. So now I'm going to take my white string and I'm going to put both ends together. Come down to the other end where the loop is. I'm going to go through the front to the back. And I'm going to hold it right there. I'm going to take one of these strings and add my tag after I clean the edge. Okay, so you've got your edge where you see the white going over the edge. I'm going to clean that up just real quick and show you. I use these Mr. Pen permanent markers. They are chisel tip. So chisel tip, I use the tip part towards the paint. And I'm just going to clean that up. I'm going to do half of it and show you the difference. See that? That just cleans up your edges really, really nice. It's quick and easy. So I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to go from the back to the front on this part. If it doesn't go through for you, you can always use floral wire, which I'll be doing that here in just a second. So now I'm going to take my 2 strings, put it through the loop, and pull it tight. Right like that. I am going to take a little bit of hot glue and put my tag right where I want it so that it stays in place. I did go back and do that on my other ones, which I didn't do in the tutorial, but I do want them to stay in place. Right like that. Okay, now I want to do my strawberry bead in the middle and my green ones on either side. So I'm going to start with those. This is where I'm going to use, this is just floral wire cut and then bent in half so that I have a stringer for my beads. So I'm just going to go all the way up one side, take off my wire, do the other all the way up. Hi Shay, hi Kim. And Shelby. Welcome you guys. They probably already pieced out. Okay, I'm just gonna pull these down. And that's what we've got so far. Right like that. So at this point, I'm gonna take and put a knot right here so that my beads don't slide up and down. So there we have that. Now at this point, this is where your other 2 beads come in. You could totally do a, paint these red or green, whatever color you wanted, and put them on 1 string. And the reason why I'm not using them is you can't get 2 strings through these because that hole is super tiny and the twine is thick. So you could put it up here and tie them off up here at the end. I like to hang mine, and so I don't use the smaller beads, but I'm giving those to you as an option. You can do with them whatever you want. So I'm going to come up here with mine and I'm going to tie it off up here at the top. Cut those. Okay, so there we have our scoop. Now we got to do the bow. So I've got a darker green ribbon on here. I've got the red ribbon, or I've got some pre-made bows with a lighter green. I think, So let me hold these up for you. You guys tell me which one you think looks better. So this is the lighter green, and I'm gonna put it right here between green and green. Or it could go up here at the top, but still it's green and green. Here is the darker one. The darker green. And then we have the red. So which do you guys think is going to look better with the way I painted it? Remember, this is what's going to go in the kit. Right now the red is in the kit, but that'll be changed. Linda says light green. Darker green or red, says Jennifer. So let's show them again. Light green. Now, keep in mind, with that, I have a little cabochon. It's gonna go and break up this green, because this was my thought when I was putting the kit together, is if I used green, I would need, I mean, you've got green and white, green and white, all stacked on top of each other, that I would need something to break it up. So if I can hold it like that, I could put the little cabochon right in there, right on top of it. So I'm thinking maybe the lighter green or the darker green. What do you guys think? And I popped off my thing here by messing with it. I'm gonna use my, instead of hot glue, I'm gonna use my regular glue. Hot glue ain't gonna stick. So darker green or lighter green? I've got one of each. I need a third vote. Hi, Darlene. The lighter green, okay. So that's 2 for the lighter green. I like the lighter green too, so I think that's what we'll use. Lighter green. And I've already got it tied, so I just glue it on. And I glue it on right in between the tag and the that bead that we painted. Owie. Right like that. Hi, Martha. Now I'm gonna add the little cabochon. That's cute, you guys. So you have the back side. and the front side. And like I said, I like to hang mine. And there we go. I love it. Now, it might be long of a hanger. I can always make that smaller. I need to stop messing with it. That glue is still drying. Cute, so pretty. Thank you guys. There's just a ton of things you can do with these. You know, you could take these scoops, take the scoop kit, paint all your pieces, but those of you guys that do the clay, make a little clay character that's in here holding the little wood strawberries instead of, you know, doing it like this. But there's just so many ideas that you can take these and run with them. But I hope you guys enjoyed that little tutorial on the strawberry scoop kit. Like I said, these are available in my Etsy shop. The link is pinned in the comments. So, let me bring you guys back up and say goodbye. But I hope you enjoy yours. If you purchased, I know Jennifer purchased, if you purchased a kit while I'm live, you will get some extra goodies in your box as a thank you for purchasing right here. Hi, Jennifer Ladybug. And yeah, so Jennifer's got some Halloween goodies. Hang them from your cupboard door. Yes, yes. How cute would those be? So next week we will be doing the cherry wood scoop, and it has a bead on it that has a little slice of pie. So I think that one's going to be really cute. And then after that we will do a s'mores. So I hope you guys are looking or enjoying the scoop series, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Oh, come find me on TikTok. I'll be live over there on Thursday. Thank you, Robin, everyone. Yes, everyone have a blessed day. Bye now.